Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a on the whim, spur of the moment, I just needed to talk about this type of video. I don't know if you could tell by me, I'm going to be talking about literally how I was not expecting Liam Payne's death to be not taking a toll on me, because I'm not like depressed or anything. Obviously I'm sad. It just shook my world a little bit. I wouldn't compare it to Kobe's like death, because that was a crazy one too, but like it was a flip of the what is reality type of thing when I found that out. If you guys didn't know, Liam Payne from One Direction passed away at 31 from falling out of his hotel balcony when he was in Argentina. When I heard that, I didn't believe it at first, obviously, because like, you know, those TikTok trends and stuff of people dying or whatever. Once I looked it up myself, I was literally just like, what? It's so weird because let me show you my YouTube history from the previous day. I found out once I got home from this thing that I had for work, I was listening to a podcast talking about just Liam Payne in general, how he was post the band. Sorry if you can hear this plane. All of these videos, all of the really harsh videos, I'm pretty sure all of you guys know what I'm talking about. All of his like cringe compilations and things like that. I've been watching those for the past couple days. As soon as I got home, my friend Abby texted in our group chat. She sends an article about Liam dying, and I was like, there's no way, like I do not believe that, because I was like, well, that's a coincidence too that I just started talking about them and then that happens to come out. Obviously I had to look it up myself and every single thing was coming out. That's when I was like, what? There's absolutely no way. I don't think it really hit me until a couple days later, because you know that initial shock, even though I knew it was probably true, I was literally just like, oh, he died. Literally wasn't until a few days later where I was like, okay, wait, I'm kind of sad. I'm honestly just mourning my little teenage tween self. I was quite the directioner in my time. This is from when I was in 5th grade, my first ever concert, and I went with my brother and we went to DC, watched One Direction. It was literally the best thing ever. I was so happy. If you wanted to know how big of a fan I was, this was my room. It was filled with posters. I had the game, the book, the one that came with like pictures in it and stuff, and then I would always buy the magazines. I forgot what they're called, like Tiger Bee and those type of things. That's where I literally got all these posters from. I was so obsessed with them. In 4th grade, I would have school at like 7 something. I'd stay up till 2 a.m. just watching their video diaries, any interviews, and you know how back then it wasn't super saturated with like new content and stuff. It was the same things over and over again. Adventures of One Direction, all those things. Like I would replay it all the time. For a good like year, I would only just be listening to their music. I had the movie, I had CDs, I had everything, anything you could think of. And then if I didn't have it, then I would make it myself. So I had this old Aeropostale bag, I'm pretty sure, and I wasn't using it. I decided I wanted to paint on it and paint 1D on it. I made my own book about facts on them. I had paper, wrote out all the facts, their heights, their weights, if they're single or not. I'd read fan fiction. I think I even had my own account for a hot minute. Don't know what happened to that. I think I had one. When you think of a fangirl, like I was a fangirl. It wasn't until a little bit before Zayn left the band where I started to fizzle out of it. It's because I was a big fan when I was in, I guess, 3rd-ish grade to 6th grade. Because in 6th grade, that's when I was a tween and I was allowing outside. I live near an airport, so there's always going to be airplanes. It was in 6th grade where I was influenced by what people thought about me, especially the boys. And when I even think of like One Direction or having posters of them in my wall, I think like people would, I guess they would make fun of me. So I kind of just stopped. I kind of just like grew out of it, but nothing will take away from the fact that they were my whole life for like a good 2-3 years. Absolutely obsessed. I guess just with the news in general, just thinking about it, I never thought that it would hit me this hard. Also because I didn't think it would happen this early. I thought it would happen when I'm like 50. There were tweets that said, oh, remember that Tumblr post that said when you're 50 and then the radio comes on and a member of One Direction dies. Well, I was not expecting that to happen 10 years after my big giant phase. It was just a thought that I never really thought of, because when I was younger too, I didn't think about death really. I know he was like getting bullied online because he did some stuff. I'm not gonna excuse anything he did, because what he did is wrong in all ways. With all these things coming out about Hollywood and fame and stuff, it kind of made me realize what got him to that point. I'm literally not excusing anything that he did, but I'm saying that being thrown into the spotlight, that young, and having the peak of your career happen that young can cause some people to act out and just not be a good person, and that's exactly what was happening. Now I can't watch cringe videos of him anymore because I'm like, man, I just feel really sad. I guess that's one of the things that I'm empathizing with is I'm older, so the way how he died was really sad, and like his son, the way that I'm sad about it is way different than how I would be when I was like 13. It didn't hit me till a day or two. I've been playing One Direction music only, and that's why I think a day or two later, when I was just sitting there listening to the music, I was like, wow. I don't even know how to describe it. And then I was like watching old videos, like video diaries. My TikTok algorithm is all One Direction now. And I'm like, I feel like I'm a fourth grader again. I'm my little girl self sitting in my room, just obsessing over One Direction, watching the same thing over and over again. Brought back so many phrases and thoughts that I didn't think I remembered or I hadn't thought of until I heard it. I specifically remember times of myself being in my bed having this certain feeling while watching these things. And I haven't been fully this nostalgic about something in so long, and I genuinely think it's because One Direction was just like such a ginormous part of my life, of my childhood growing up. Once I took all those posters down from my room, that's when I kind of started to build my life. Because when I was in 4th grade, 5th grade, that was more of just like, this is me all for myself. I didn't care about what other people thought about me, besides just I was a blah 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 girl, which, speaking of, I was a Louis girl. I think when it came to like 5th grade or something, I changed my mind to be a Niall girl, but honestly, now as myself, I still really like Louis. Louis's personality was just like, the thing that made me the most sad was it's not like that anymore, and it also can't be like that anymore. Do you know that meme when your mom comes in your room and you should be sleeping, but your DS is playing Mario Kart in the background when you close it? That was me, but with One Direction. I had my iPod playing. Like, I would play YouTube videos, and then my mom would come in, and that would be the noise coming out. I still feel like I'm that little girl. It was so just like carefree and no worries. I don't even know what else to say. I feel like I'm fully growing up out of my, I guess, tween phase. Like, obviously I'm 22 already, almost turning 23. I've been out of that phase for a long time, but I still feel like I am that. And then I guess this happening just like confirms that, all right, you're growing up. Things are not the way that they will be anymore. I just really need to bring this up. I don't know. I just know that a lot of other girls are in my position. I didn't think that at first. Well, obviously I knew the diehard people would be like crushed by it, but I'm not a diehard fan anymore. I still love them so much, obviously, but not as much as I did when I was 10. I just wasn't expecting this much of an impact. It was, I don't know, very shocking time. I guess it's also something that it very much shook me. I haven't been this obsessive. I haven't had this many, I guess, thoughts about the same thing over and over again in so long. I'll be sitting there and I'm like, wow, he's really gone. He's gone. And I haven't thought about One Direction this much in so long, which is also weird too. Forgot to say this, but my friend Amanda texted me a day or two before it happens. And she's like, oh, can you send me a picture of your One Direction wall? That's this. A lot of my friends also would say that had been brought up in conversation or something, and they're like weirded out how this all happened. But sometimes I wonder, like, maybe the amount of publicity he's getting right now is the reason why, you know, he went out the way that he did. I was trying to look at my old iPad and iPod Touch and phone to see if I could find my old pictures and stuff. I really want to make a video about all my One Direction stuff that I have. Maybe go on a hunt for it, gather all the things that I do have. I feel like some of the things I did throw away because before I would just... Actually, I feel like I kept a lot because I did keep a lot of things because I knew that I would want to keep stuff like that, but I don't know where they are. I guess when we clean my basement, we could look at that, but I had like phone cases. Once I find those, I will definitely want to show those. I've just been really, really nostalgic recently. I guess the thing that came out of this is I just didn't expect this to affect me the way that it did. There's this one post that I really liked, I guess was the thing that made me the most nostalgic. Also, all of their responses, Louis' one and Zayn's one specifically, really, really got to me. This is from Her Campus Media. There's a bunch of these tweets. This one says, people who grew up with One Direction are allowed to be upset. He was a massive part of us growing up regardless of the scandals he was in. Middle school me is broken and all hope for a reunion is gone. Rest in peace, Liam Payne. This is the one that I was talking about. Remember the Tumblr post that was like, one day you'll be 50 and driving and the radio will announce a One Direction member has died, so you pull over? Yeah, that wasn't supposed to be now. I think this is the one that really got me out of the tweets. I think a lot of people forget how unprecedented the phenomenon of One Direction was when they were together. It's the massive singular impact they had that makes Liam's death a generation-defining event. For sure. Like, they were a lot of young girls' lives, everyday lives. Like, for a good 3 years, I would think about them every day. Like, who do you do that about? And I just want to close off this video with this caption because it's very, very good. I guess really opened me up to really feel how I'm feeling, which sounds really cringe, but I guess I just didn't know how much this would affect me. It says, to all the 20-something teenage girls who were shaped by One Direction, if you're feeling a lot today, you're not alone. Take time for yourself, Directioners. Watch the video diaries, listen to their albums, get nostalgic, and let yourself feel the big, complicated, and heavy feelings. That's one of the things that I guess really opened up my brain to not be surprised that I'm feeling this way because it's been so long. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me chat about my thoughts on this, and comment down below your thoughts on this, what you were doing when you found out. Just chat with me. I'm just trying to talk this out with my fellow One Direction girls, my Directioners. So I will see you guys in my next video.